Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. I want us to have a look at a post shared out by Raila Odinga a few hours ago as I speak. Before we do that, let me say this. A lot of propaganda is being peddled on Raila Odinga's AUC bid. I'm seeing some opinion polls being shared out. That has forced me to make things straight for Kenyans to understand where the truth lies. And in this video, I will answer some 3 questions. Who will vote next year to elect African Union Commission's chair? Who will vote next year? The second question, how are the candidates faring in Africa? The candidates who have so far declared their interests, how are they faring in Africa? And then the third question, how influential is Kenya in AU? Having looked into those 3 issues, Kenyans will understand for themselves what's happening behind the scenes, because a lot of propaganda is being peddled around. This is a topic we've dealt with severally in this forum. So I'll try to summarize things for Kenyans to easily understand what's happening behind the scenes. Let's have a look at Raila's post before we dig deep into that. Raila Odinga, I landed in Addis Ababa in readiness for the launch of my AUC chairmanship campaigns on the 8th November. Ambassador Innocent Shio of Tanzania had time to welcome me. I don't know why Raila Odinga is bringing our attention to Ambassador Shio of Tanzania. It could be possible that there are some Tanzania's technocrats in Raila Odinga's campaign team. That alone proves how serious Raila Odinga is about his candidature. So let's jump into the 3 questions. Who will vote next year? The heads of government or the presidents, those are the ones who will vote, not the people. In Kenya, Ruto will vote. In Uganda, Museveni. Tanzania, Mama Samia Suluhu. Those are the people who will vote. So all the opinion polls being shared that, oh, this one has this percentage, whether true or not true, the people will not vote. The presidents, leaders of these AU countries are the ones who will vote. And if you look at these African leaders, they have come out to me as leaders who don't care about the welfare of their people. They only care about their own personal interests. And they will most definitely vote for a person who they think will cater for their interests, not somebody popular on the ground. In fact, the more a candidate is popular on the ground, chances are very high that these leaders might shun away from that kind of a candidate, because they know should they vote in that candidate will not take care of their interests. So it's not about who is popular on the ground. It's about who can take good care of the interest of these African leaders. That's what is happening here. So a leader being unpopular or being popular will not help come next year. I saw it's important for me to state that clearly, Because some Kenyans don't know these things. They think that Africa, the people will vote. No, the people will not vote. And to the second issue, how are the candidates faring in Africa? If you look at African Union's website, African Union has 55 member states. Member states, the AU is made up of 55 member states, which represent all the countries on the African continent. 55 member states. Currently, 6 have been suspended. That means we remain with 49 AU member states who will vote next year. To win the AUC, you must get 2/3. 2/3 of 49, that's about 32 countries. A candidate will have to win the support of at least 32 countries. If you look at Raila Odinga and the competitors, so far Raila Odinga has 20 countries behind him. The Djibouti guy has 2 countries, Somali and Djibouti. And you can do your own research. You can just Google and you'll find all these statistics. Raila so far has 20. The Djibouti candidate has only 2, Djibouti and Somali. And some people have been talking of the Islamic organization. Islamic organization has so many countries whose leaders have openly thrown their support behind Raila Odinga. One such country being Uganda. Uganda is part of that. Many of those countries have thrown their weights behind Raila Odinga. So the idea of Islamic countries, I think that's amorphous way of some people consoling themselves. Most of those countries, their leaders have come out openly to endorse Raila Odinga. As it is, 20 countries have endorsed Raila Odinga, 2 countries have endorsed the Djibouti guy. Raila only needs 12 countries for him to hit the 32 mark. Djibouti guy needs 30 countries. So Raila Odinga is clearly ahead in that race. It's only that some Kenyans, they hate Raila Odinga to a point they cannot see anything good coming his way. How influential is Kenya in AU? To answer that question, let me bring this to your attention. The draft rule that could lock Raila Odinga out of AU top job. This was a story that was captured by Nation on February 29, 2024. At that time, there was a law that was technically locking Raila Odinga out of this race. And this is what that law was saying. Law drafters at the African Union are making another bid that could lock out Kenya's opposition leader Raila Odinga by proposing to restrict the next race for the commission chairperson seat to female contenders. The proposal is contained in the revised draft report, Preparations for the Elections of Senior Leadership of the African Union Commission in February 2025. The report is the work of the AU's Legal Counsel and Deputy Commission Chairperson's Office in conjunction with the Committee of Permanent Representatives, which must be submitted to the African Union Executive Council for approval before it is adopted by the Assembly. It argues that the positions of chairperson and deputy chairpersons must be restricted to the principle of gender parity, meaning that holders of the 2 posts cannot be from the same gender at any time, a practice introduced in 2021, but it also argues for the first time that an incumbent of one gender should be replaced by an opposite gender at subsequent elections. The current office holder is a man. So according to that law, it was proposing that the next successor to the current office holder ought to be a woman. That was the law. Kenya mobilized and this law was dropped. That's how influential Kenya is. This is a law that was going to be adopted. Kenya mobilized and this law was dropped. So Kenya's influence in the AU elections cannot be ruled out. And right now, Raila Odinga is in Ethiopia. There is no candidate gunning for AUC who has so far campaigned the way Raila Odinga has done. Yeah, so that's the truth. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. And for those who may want more details on this, check our previous videos. We did analyze the countries and how they were going to vote in this election. And even the so-called Islamic countries, we did analyze them one by one and how so far they have pledged to vote. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.